Hong Kong lawmakers have unanimously passed a new national security bill. The law, known as Article 23, includes punishments for offences like treason, sabotage, sedition and the theft of state secrets. Offenders may face sentences ranging from several years in jail to life imprisonment. The law will come into effect on March 23rd. Critics argue that the law threatens the freedom of people in Hong Kong. Australian Prime Minister Anthony Albanese met with Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi in Canberra this morning. Wang's meeting with Albanese followed talks with his Australian counterpart Penny Wong. Wang's visit signals warmer diplomatic ties between the two countries. Australia and China are rebuilding ties after a period of strained relations which hit a low in 2020. Meanwhile, as Wang Yi visited, protesters clashed with police outside the Chinese embassy in Canberra. The protesters were carrying Tibetan and Uyghur flags and shouting anti-China slogans. Some protesters carrying Tibetan flags and placards were removed after they tried to enter the embassy grounds. China has lashed out at the US for interfering with its maritime dispute with the Philippines. Beijing said that Washington had no right to intervene in its disputes with Manila in the South China Sea. China's comments come as US Secretary of State Antony Blinken met with the President of the Philippines, Ferdinand Marcos Jr. North Korean state media said that the country has made progress in the development of hypersonic missiles. It said Pyongyang has successfully tested a solid fuel engine for a new type of intermediate-range hypersonic missile. The broadcaster added that North Korean leader Kim Jong-un oversaw the test, which took place yesterday. A South Korean flagged chemical tanker has reportedly capsized off the coast of the Yamaguchi prefecture in western Japan. The Japanese Coast Guard said that the operations to rescue the crew are underway. The tanker had 11 crew members on board, out of which 4 people have been rescued so far. Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be visiting Bhutan from March 21st to 22nd. During his 2-day visit, the Indian Prime Minister will meet Bhutan's present and former kings. He will also hold discussions with Bhutan's Prime Minister Tshering Tobgay on bilateral and regional matters. US Secretary of State Antony Blinken will travel to West Asia for his 6th visit since the Israel-Hamas war broke out. During the visit, he's expected to push for a temporary ceasefire deal. Blinken will meet Saudi leaders in Jeddah and Egyptian leaders in Cairo for truce talks. A U.S. federal appeals court has put on hold a Texas immigration law. The law would have allowed state police to arrest and deport migrants who cross illegally into the U.S. from Mexico. This comes just hours after the U.S. Supreme Court had cleared the way for the law to go into effect. Brazil's federal police has accused former President Jair Bolsonaro of fraud over his vaccination records. The move paves the way for Brazil's prosecutor general to present criminal charges against Bolsonaro. He could be charged with falsifying data and forming a criminal organization to evade public health rules. In Haiti, an alleged gang member has called upon his supporters to retake control of a neighborhood in the capital city, Port-au-Prince. Ezekiel Alexander had lost control of the neighborhood to an enemy gang after being arrested in 2022. However, earlier this month, Alexander escaped the national prison amid rising violence in the country. The leader of a religious sect in Zimbabwe has been denied bail. Last week, he was arrested for suspected child abuse. This was after the police found 251 children doing manual labor at his farm. They also found 16 unregistered graves in the area. New Zealand's government has said that it will ban the sale of disposable e-cigarettes. It will also increase fines on retailers selling e-cigarettes to people younger than 18. This comes after the government rolled back its law banning tobacco sales for future generations. New Zealand had then received severe backlash for the decision. In climate news, the United Nations Weather Agency, the World Meteorological Organization, has released its annual State of the Global Climate Report. The UN Weather Agency says that the world broke major climate records last year. 2023 was the warmest year on record. Meanwhile, 2014 to 2023 was the hottest decade ever recorded. Major oil and gas companies across the world are failing to align with the internationally agreed climate goals. These climate goals were set in 2016 at the COP21 conference in Paris. According to a report by a London-based think tank, the fossil fuel expansion plans of these companies are incompatible with limiting the planet's warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius. The report studied over 25 companies like Britain's BP, Saudi Arabia's Saudi Aramco, and America's ExxonMobil. A study presented at a health conference in the US city of Chicago revealed that hot weather leads to an increase of cytokines in the human body. Cytokines are small proteins that control the growth and activity of immune system cells. Increased heat was also linked to lower levels of infection fighting and blood cleansing cells. This means that humans are more susceptible to infection when temperatures rise. Cyclone Megan, which lashed northern Australia with heavy rain and wind, has weakened to a tropical storm. Earlier, a planned evacuation of over 700 people was cancelled after planes could not land due to wild weather. Iraq's Duhok city has been hit by severe floods. Heavy rainfall triggered dangerous flash floods, causing significant damage to the city's infrastructure. A wave of floodwaters raged through the city and submerged houses and streets. According to reports, 2 people have died so far. The Indian Meteorological Department has predicted light to moderate rainfall over east and central India. A heavy rainfall warning alert was issued for 5 districts in the state of Odisha. The region might also be hit by thunderstorms with lightning. Light rainfall or snowfall has also been predicted for the Union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. Air New Zealand is actively seeking supply partners for sustainable aviation fuel. The airline company has invited startups to explore partnership prospects. The company wants to make sure that it stays on its path of meeting its net zero carbon emission targets by 2050. According to reports, the aviation industry produces about 2% of the world's total emissions. On to business and tech news. British consumer goods giant Unilever is laying off 7,500 workers. This represents around 6% of the firm's global workforce. The move will help Unilever save over $860 million in the next 3 years. The firm has said that the job cuts will mostly affect back-office workers. According to Deloitte, accounting giant Deloitte has reportedly launched a major business restructuring program. The move aims to cut expenses and simplify the firm's organizational structure. As of now, the firm has 5 main business units. Deloitte plans to reduce this to 4 units. This includes the audit and assurance, strategy, risk and transactions, technology and transformation, and tax and legal division. Boeing is reportedly exploring ways to reduce ties between Spirit Aerosystems and Airbus. Spirit Aerosystems is an American plane component manufacturer that supplies parts to both Boeing and its competitor Airbus. It was earlier reported that Boeing is in talks to acquire Spirit Aerosystems. If the deal goes through, Boeing may sell some of Spirit's businesses that supply components to Airbus. French luxury goods firm Kering expects its first quarter sales to drop by 10%. Kering owns brands like Gucci, Balenciaga, Bottega Veneta and Alexander McQueen. The firm has said that the sales decline is primarily due to a sharp drop in Gucci's sales. Sales at Gucci are expected to plummet by around 20% in the first quarter of 2024. Apple's CEO Tim Cook is on a trip to China's Shanghai. Cook announced his visit through a post on Chinese social media platform Weibo today. The visit comes as Apple's flagship product, its iPhone, faces tough competition in the Chinese market. The firm recently announced plans to open a new Apple store in Shanghai. Social media platform Reddit has been accused of patent infringement by telecom firm Nokia. The Finnish firm alleges that Reddit has violated some of its key patents. Nokia is seeking compensation from Reddit for these alleged violations. While no lawsuit has been filed yet regarding the claim, Reddit has said that there is a possibility that it may face more intellectual property breach claims as its business expands. Tech giant Microsoft has appointed Mustafa Suleyman as the head of its new artificial intelligence unit, Microsoft AI. Microsoft AI brings the chatbot Copilot and the newly updated Bing browser under one roof. Suleyman earlier co-founded the AI firm DeepMind, which was acquired by Google in 2014. Meta expects NVIDIA's new artificial intelligence chip to hit the market later this year. NVIDIA unveiled its new AI chip, the B200, yesterday. Social media giant Meta is one of the biggest customers for NVIDIA. Meta uses NVIDIA's chips to boost its content recommendation systems and generative AI products. Meanwhile, Meta has said that it will reduce the monthly subscription fee for Facebook and Instagram users in the European Union. The firm says it will lower the subscription fee to around $6. This is nearly half of its current subscription fee of over $10. Meta rolled out a subscription service in Europe to comply with the EU's new Digital Market Law, or DMA. The service offers EU users an ad-free experience on Meta's platforms. However, the subscription service has faced criticism from users over its cost. SpaceX will start selling its satellite communication technology to other firms. SpaceX uses lasers to pass data between two satellites in space. This technology is currently being used by SpaceX's thousands of Starlink satellites to communicate with each other. Now, the company's president, Gwen Shotwell, has said that the technology will be sold to other satellite companies as well. Moving to sports. In cricket, IPL franchise the Royal Challengers Bangalore have changed their team's name. The team will now be called Royal Challengers Bengaluru instead of Royal Challengers Bangalore. Captains Faf du Plessis, Smriti Mandhana and star batter Virat Kohli unveiled the new name yesterday. RCB also unveiled their new logo and red and blue jersey for the upcoming IPL season. Rishabh Pant has been appointed captain of the IPL franchise, the Delhi Capitals, for the 2024 season. The wicket-keeper batter returned to professional cricket after a 14-month hiatus. Pant was injured in a major car accident in December 2022. He has been actively participating in the team's pre-season training, though, ahead of the IPL. Sri Lanka's Wanindu Hasaranga will miss a two-match test series against Bangladesh. The all-rounder has been suspended by the ICC. The ICC said that Hasaranga has breached its code of conduct after a run-in with an umpire. It happened during the third ODI match against Bangladesh that just concluded. This comes less than a day after Hasaranga came out of a test retirement to play for his team. Osasuna detailed allegations of racist insults during their match against Real Madrid. Real alleges Osasuna fans made racist comments targeting Vinicius Jr. Real Madrid have filed a complaint against the referee who was in charge of the match for neglecting the issue. Osasuna's statement said Real's accusations are tarnishing the legacy of their fans, who are known to be anti-racist. Japan has warned football fans not to travel to North Korea for the World Cup qualifier on March 26th. The two countries share hostile relations and have shared them since the 1970s. Tokyo urged its nationals against attending the match due to the strained ties. This is going to be the first match between the two countries since 2011. In tennis, former world number one Simona Halep lost her Miami Open debut yesterday. She was beaten 6-1, 4-6, 3-6 by Paula Badosa of Spain in the round of 128. This was Halep's first match since the 2022 US Open. She was involved in a doping row that kept her out of the courts. India's Sumit Nagal failed to qualify for the main draw at the Miami Open 2024. He lost the final qualifying round match to Hong Kong's Coleman Wong. Nagal won the first set 6-3, however Wong rallied back 6-1, 7-5 to shatter Nagal's confidence. This was the first time Nagal was playing the Miami Open. The official draw for the tennis flagship men's event, the Davis Cup, was revealed in London yesterday. Reigning champions Italy have been drawn in Group A, and they will play against Belgium, Brazil and the Netherlands. The group stage matches of the Davis Cup start from the 10th of September. In badminton, Indian shuttler Lakshya Sen jumped 5 spots to attain the world number 13 ranking. This followed his impressive run at the All England Championships. Lakshya Sen made it all the way till the semi-final of the tournament. It also bettered his Olympic qualifier ranking from 15 to 12. Athletes from Russia and Belarus will not be allowed to take part in this year's Grand Olympics opening parade. It was announced by the International Olympic Committee yesterday. These athletes have been mandated to compete under a neutral flag for the Games in light of Russia's war in Ukraine. They can be part of other rituals at the opening ceremony, but not the team parade. In entertainment news, actor Johnny Depp has dismissed actor Lola Glaudini's claims of being mistreated by him on the sets of Blow. A statement was issued by Depp, and it said that he has always prioritized good working relationships. His recounting differs greatly from the recollection of other members on set at the time. This incident happened after Glaudini was directed to burst out laughing after Depp delivered a monologue. According to reports, actor Sophie Turner is looking to reactivate her divorce case with singer Joe Jonas. This comes after the former couple failed to reach a settlement. The divorce proceedings were on hold as Turner and Jonas went into mediation to reach a property and child custody settlement. Turner has now reportedly asked the judge to end her marriage. Meanwhile, South Korean actor Kang Tae-oh has completed his mandatory military service. The actor started his service in 2022. He revealed that during his service, he fixed his bad habits and learned good things. According to reports, he served as an assistant instructor for the Recruit Training Center. The actor will reportedly reprise his role in Season 2 of Extraordinary Attorney Woo. Taylor Swift is continuing with the streak of setting new records, and this time it's her music film on the Eras Tour. The film has garnered a viewership of 4.6 million views within the first 3 days of its release. According to Disney+, with these numbers, the film has become the most popular music film on the platform. The film was watched by about 16.2 million hours in the last week. Taylor Swift: The Eras Tour debuted on the 14th of March. The Japanese girl band XG will kick off their world tour in May this year. The tour has been titled The First Howl. The 7-member group will perform at various places like Singapore, Seoul and Bangkok. The group will also travel to North America and Europe later in the year. American record producer and rapper Dr. Dre received a star at the Hollywood Walk of Fame. The ceremony was a star-studded one with artists like Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent and Eminem in attendance. During the event, Dre said, and I quote, "I never imagined that I would one day be represented here among some of my childhood heroes." According to reports, British actor Aaron Taylor-Johnson has been offered the role of James Bond. A formal offer letter has been sent to the actor, and the production company is awaiting his reply. This comes after actor Daniel Craig exited the franchise as the iconic British Secret Service agent. The 26th film in the Bond franchise will kickstart production later this year. The premiere of the upcoming film Roadhouse was organized in New York. The event was attended by lead actors Jake Gyllenhaal and Conor McGregor. Along with them, actors like Daniela Melchior, Dominique Columbus and Bob Menery were also present. The film will hit theaters on the 21st of March. South Korean actor Jang Jun-young was released from prison after serving a 5-year-long jail term. In 2016, he received a sentence for gang rape and illegal filming. The actor's case was a part of a series of sex scandals that were connected with South Korea's male celebrities. The cases emerged at the height of a local Me Too movement in Seoul. A spin-off series of the American drama show New Amsterdam is under production. The spin-off is set 30 years after the events of the original series. The show has been tentatively titled New Amsterdam Tomorrow. It'll follow the story of Dr. Max Goodwin's daughter, Luna, who steps into her father's shoes as a medical director.
From impeachments to inaugurations, if it's a political story, we are on the scene. The race for the White House is heating up.
We're beating Biden.
How dare he say that?
If it's breaking news, we're live with the latest coverage. From the White House, the State Department, and Capitol Hill, we know the issues, but above all, we know the players to bring you the latest in-depth analysis on all the key stories that we're covering. I'm Eric Ham. Join me from Washington here on Firstpost America.